Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2.
Can you hear me, Steven?
I can hear you, brother.
Steven Montgomery. What the fuck is up?
Not much, man.
Brother of Cam Montgomery. Montgomery? Mont, is that right?
Yes.
Montgomery. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's actually really crazy. I remember riding the bus with both of y'all.
Oh, yeah. Back in, what was it?
I don't know. I rode the bus all through school.
It had to be probably middle school.
Yeah. And then whenever you're talking to the mic, you probably have to get it like a little close to you.
All right there.
Yeah. Can you hear everything?
Yeah, I know y'all like that. No.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And we got the camera set up and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's a nice little setup you got going.
Yeah, bro. I really do appreciate it, man. And we got the chicken and everything.
Oh, yeah.
We even got the chicken doing dope and shit. This chicken's fucked up, low key, and you don't even know it.
You see his eyes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He needs some damn clear eyes or whatever they
For
are.
real.
What are they called?
Clear eyes?
Or eye drop? The eye drops. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they is.
Yeah, bro. So what you been up to?
Man, just been relaxing, taking a step back and enjoying life.
And enjoying life, huh?
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I do fuck with that.
Because I think, like, a lot of people in this world, like, they're just so distracted and they can't enjoy life because they're too distracted on everything that's being thrown at them.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just simpler just to let it happen, man. It's a part of it. It's not nothing you can do to change it.
Mm-hmm.
So just sit back and relax.
Sit back and relax.
That's right.
I fuck with it. So wasn't you you was doing football, right?
Football, that's it.
Bro, how was that?
You know, it was, well, I did more than football in high school. I did a little bit.
I thought that you did. That's why I was kind of hesitant on saying football, because I figured that you did something other than that too.
Well, that's why football. I did that. Oh, that was the biggest part of my high school career.
Yeah,
was football. But I did I did basketball my freshman year.
Yeah.
I did track all throughout
Yeah.
high school, and then I did wrestling for a season.
Oh yeah.
Short period of time.
Yeah, bro. Actually, I think I remember that.
But you don't remember when I was actually a cheerleader too.
Oh, whoa! I don't remember that shit either.
You don't remember that one. But yeah, it started as a joke. I was joking around, talking to the cheerleading coach, and just making joke like I wanted to.
Yeah, making fun of all the cheerleaders.
Not making fun of the cheerleaders, but like just being a part of the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And she took it serious.
Oh, really?
And they did as well. So,
bro, honestly, next thing you know, you're in cheerleading.
I'm like, hey, I ain't doing nothing else, bro.
How long did you do it for?
For the entire basketball season.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. In what grade?
It was a senior year.
Senior year? Yeah. I did not know that. Bro, that's badass, low key.
It was fun. I had a great time, man.
I bet so. Yeah. You was the only guy there?
I was the only guy.
Damn. I see why you had a great time.
No, it's not even that. It's just having fun, man.
Well, except for all the girls just going back and forth all the time. What's their gossip? Was you caught up in the gossip?
Hey, I stayed out of the gossip, but I was there to hear it. I was hearing all about it.
You was hearing all about it, huh?
Yeah, it's a part of the high school girl thing, you know.
Yeah. Drama. I know how that shit is. Well, I mean, not really. I try to stay out of drama. Actually, I do stay out of drama. I'm usually not ever into drama.
That's good. That's a good thing to say.
Yeah, for real. But and you did football too. Yeah, football and cheerleading. How long did you do football for?
I've been footballing since I was a kid. Since elementary school. Probably around first or second grade.
Yeah,
is when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And all the way up to my senior year. I did play in college a little bit after I got out of the military.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm still in the military, but
you're still in the military.
I'm still in the military, but I'm getting out. But
oh yeah, when are you getting out though?
Oh, I'm getting out, bro.
Okay.
I don't know when. I'm getting out.
And you're like legally not supposed to be on here.
Oh yeah, I can be on here.
Oh really?
I can be anywhere I want to.
I was talking to Devin yesterday. You know Devin Personal?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He was on the pod, and we're gonna release that tomorrow. Release the pod. Well, or it's not gonna be tomorrow whenever I release this, but so it's gonna be kind of weird whenever I say tomorrow. But anyways, I was talking to him, and he said that whenever he signed his contract, it said no media or some shit like that.
No, don't.
Wait, what branch?
I'm Army National Guard.
Oh, he's in the Marines.
Yeah, so
that may be a little different.
No, they're not different. You can be on like podcasts and stuff. It's
really? Is the contract's the same?
As long as you don't draw like attention to yourself. Like if you speak down on the military while you're in the military, and then it becomes a problem.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I bet they're trying to recruit people, and then if you're talking down on them, they're like
they have that authority to punish you for it.
Damn, punish you like make you do like 1,000 push-ups, one sitting, 1,000 push-ups.
Probably more. I don't see, and I don't know. I ain't never thought about it.
And if you can't do those 1,000 push-ups, you're going to prison, boy.
Prison. It's more like a fine.
Oh, okay.
Extra duties.
Yeah, bro. So, what was you saying about football? How long did you say you was doing that?
Up till a year after my senior year. So I went to college in
I'll put these slippers on. You can go ahead and keep.
Yeah, I went to college at Emory and Henry, and I played there for a little bit. Didn't last long because my grades was slipping. My narcolepsy was acting up.
Oh shit!
So I had to. And boy, it was a big mistake because now I owe them a lot of money.
Oh, you owe them a lot of money?
Yeah. I gotta pay.
Like right now?
Right now.
Oh shit!
They called me the other day asking for their money. I'm like,
Who was it? The college?
The debt collector.
Oh damn! Not the college, but the whoever you got the student loans through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. Can I ask how much?
Oh shit! About 23,000.
23?
Yeah.
Yikes!
21.
Damn, that's a whole new car, bro.
Yeah, it is. And to think I didn't get an education out of it. That's too wild.
So, damn. But why, bro? Did you? Yeah, why is that?
Well, it's because. Okay, now I'm gonna sound weird, but.
Putting you on the spot right now.
Spot, man.
This ain't no interview. It's an interrogation.
Yeah. So going to college, man, I wasn't ready for it. Already, I had narcolepsy, so that was dragging me back. I can't stay awake in class, but it got straight to work. It didn't give me no chance to get collected and founded.
You actually do have narcolepsy?
Yeah.
Like
I'm diagnosed.
Diagnosed by a doctor.
Yeah, that's why.
Wow.
That's also why I'm getting out of the military.
Bro, I've actually never met anybody with narcolepsy.
You looking at him right here.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Boy, I'm telling you, and it's not like the narcolepsy where I'm just sitting there and I can be driving down the road and just
fall asleep.
No,
just pass the fuck out.
It's not like that. It's more like a continuous like state of not fully being awake and not fully being asleep. So at night I don't get enough sleep, and then during the day I'm always drowsy and tired.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. But at the same time, I do sleep good.
I bet that's tough, man. You do sleep good?
And yeah, I do sleep really good.
Oh, wow. You get a lot of sleep?
I sleep whenever I want to.
How much sleep do you usually get a day?
See, lately, I get a lot of sleep.
Really?
I say so upper 15, 16 hours.
15, 16? Oh, my gosh, bro.
On one of them days where I just like, wow, I don't want to wake up.
That's just on like a slow day.
Yeah. That's
on a normal day, you're getting like 24 hours of sleep.
No, that's the peak of my sleep. But
so you're not going to like nod off and fall asleep during this podcast?
Nah, I'm good right now.
You want me to get you some coffee? We got some.
No, actually, I don't like coffee.
Why?
Because it's so bitter, and I hate it.
Oh, bro, I drink black coffee. That's what I got right here, black
Yuck.
coffee.
Yuck. I'd have to have some creamer, some sweetener.
Hell no.
I need it.
You need it?
I'd got to. Well, I don't need no coffee right now.
Uh-huh.
But if I was to drink some coffee,
Well, we can get you some.
no, because I
Okay,
worked
what about caffeine though?
caffeine and caffeine. I don't mind caffeine, but like energy drinks and stuff, like I can't do energy drinks.
I bet that makes you more tired though.
It's like makes me feel funny because
Yeah.
I'm always tired. I'm used to always being tired. So adding that something to try to boost my energy levels is just like, nah, bro.
Nah, bro.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Like, I wonder how that works. Like, adding caffeine to your diet if you're just sleepy all the time. You know?
Yeah, and getting through high school, getting through classes, I would sneak out of the room
just to take a fucking nap.
Not to take a nap. No, I do that in the room.
Oh shit!
But whenever I needed to be awake, I'd take a bathroom break and
go do some coke.
I'd hit my vape, man.
You hit your vape?
I'd hit my vape, man.
Bro, there would be sometimes back in high school whenever I used to vape with the nicotine, I would hit that shit and I would get a super buzz. Like, especially if I hadn't, like, sometimes I would intentionally, well, there was times where I would, like, chief on it all the fucking time. But then there would be times that I would wait from the time that I got up to, like, about lunchtime. I would hit it and then I would get a super buzz. I'd damn near pass out. Like, I would chief that shit for a good minute. And then I'm like, whoa. Like, eyes damn near rolling in the back of my head.
Oh, yeah. I remember the feeling, man.
Yeah, bro. You still vape?
I do vape still. It's
yeah.
Just, like, I don't know. It's very addictive. Whenever growing up, I never thought that there was such thing as, like, addiction. I thought it was all a mental battle. And it is. It's just a mental battle, but, man. Yeah. It's hard to put it down when you don't feel like there's a reason to.
Definitely. I definitely understand that. Whenever I quit, it definitely, like, it damn near made me sick. I'm actually serious.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah, bro. I quit, and then the first day, well, I didn't hit it. I would hit it, like, all the time. Like, what kind of vape you got over there? Like a puff bar?
Yeah.
Bro, I'd go through one of those a day. I'm not playing.
Oh.
Bro, so I was like...
Not this one. This one lasts you a week.
No. That shit wouldn't last me a week.
I guarantee it.
Bro, I used to chief on that shit all the time.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm telling you.
That's what I...
Like a Novo. You remember a Novo?
Oh, yeah.
I would go through the whole thing, like a whole pod, and then I would have to refill it, like probably halfway through the day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it was stuck to your lips.
Yeah. I'm not playing about that shit. Like, or what was those other ones? Those hides. You remember those hides?
That's more like what this is, yeah.
Yep. The hide, I would literally go through one of those every day. Yeah, that was fucked.
Oh, yeah, that's wild.
But then I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to do it tomorrow. That was like in October of like 2019 or some shit. That shit sucked, man. I was really actually sick that day.
Yeah, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, bro. But you saying in high school and shit, you had like you was like really tired throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So then you decided what?
I don't know. I was thinking about what you was gonna say in your head, and then I was like, okay, wait, I'm finished.
Oh, what was I about to say? What do you think I was about to say?
I thought you was gonna say, like, then out of high school, you decided to join the military with your narcolepsy.
Oh, yeah, let's go down that road. That's not what I was about to say, but yeah, go ahead. What made you decide to do that?
It was honestly, I probably shouldn't talk about that, but it's like it was more like I didn't know what I was doing than actually signing up, and I really didn't know what I was doing until I was actually doing it. I was actually signing that contract, and with my narcolepsy, I was drowsy. I was just trying to get through the day because they had me taking all these tests and everything, and but then I remember going to basic with my narcolepsy, and It did not stop.
It did not
It did
stop.
not go to sleep. Nope. My
Really?
narcolepsy was awake, and it kept me asleep.
Wow.
And I remember I'd stand in formation, and I'd be standing there, and I'd close my eyes on accident and start dozing off, and I'd have to stumble and catch myself.
Oh wow.
I would hide in one of the lockers,
Uh.
so that because if the drill sergeant catch you sleeping, he's gonna make everybody pay for it.
Oh
And so like
damn.
I'd go in my locker and close it and go to sleep.
Uh.
And I had somebody there to just let me know whatever I needed to do or wake
Oh
me up whenever
wow.
I needed to be awake.
Yeah.
Boy, it was wild. It was
Bro,
wild.
that is super wild. What the fuck? Wow, man. Narcolepsy, huh?
Yeah, but I love my narcolepsy, man.
You love it?
I love it. It lets me sleep all the time.
See, I thought in the military that you had to. There's like certain things that you have to not have. I don't guess narcolepsy is one of them.
It
But
is
like,
one of them.
it is one of them.
It is.
Did you just not tell them you had narcolepsy?
It's more like I didn't know
Oh.
that it was narcolepsy whenever I joined, and
Uh.
then they're told just to tell you. Well, they're not told to tell you not to say anything about it, but they'll tell you not to say anything about it.
Mm.
And that's the case that it was. I didn't say nothing about it, so they let me in.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't tell them I had a sleeping
Oh,
problem.
so it wasn't. You didn't really deceive them. You just.
I just did what
It's
I
one of
was
those that
told.
don't ask, don't tell type of things.
Yeah, and that's and that's what most recruiters they'll do. They'll tell you to not tell. They It's not like they really care.
Uh huh.
It's like, can you perform? Can you do the
Yeah.
job that they're giving you?
Yeah.
And
And could you,
I I could if I had to.
if you had
If
to?
I had to. But do I want to?
Do you want to?
Do I?
Bro, what do you do there?
So I'm what you call a 13 mic. I shoot HIMARS. It's a mobile launcher system,
Oh wow.
high mobility launcher system, or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And so the missiles we shoot, they'll go like miles and miles.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're shooting. They just get the order, and we get the order and we press the button. That's all we do.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's relaxed. It's not nothing intense.
Mm.
Just doing
Bro,
it.
that sounds dope as fuck though.
It's fun once you're there,
Mm.
but once you're here, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
It don't seem that fun while you're here.
Yeah.
You dread going back,
Oh yeah.
but I only went through basic. I don't want nobody to think I'm like some veteran have done been deployed. No,
Done been in like 8 wars.
yeah, I'm not trying to take credit
Out
for
there on
nothing.
the front line.
Yeah, I don't want credit for nothing, man. It's not for me, man.
It's not for you.
Not for me.
That's what they all say. Well, actually, no, not all of them.
So
Actually, most of them. I would say 95% of people that join the military. So what made you decide to join the military?
college football.
Oh
They
shit!
they was
Okay,
telling
well
me.
that ties into back what I was
Exactly.
originally gonna go to.
Yes, I guess. Man, they told me that they was gonna pay for my college so that I could go play football. That's what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to play football.
Yeah.
And it ended up, a lack of knowledge will really make a person fail in life.
Absolutely.
And that's really that's the case.
That is 100% true.
Yeah. And I failed.
You failed. Damn.
I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't utilize the bill that was gonna give me that money.
So you failed in what way? You said you didn't utilize it? Like
I didn't utilize all the benefits that they were offering. Mostly because they didn't tell me, and they require you to do the research yourself to understand like all the ways you can get these certain benefits. But also like they weren't paying my full scholarship. They was only paying a couple thousand. And so like with that I'm already like going to college, looking at how much I'm gonna pay, and I'm like, dang, that is not free college like they promised.
Yeah, bro. That's how they fuck it. Well, how do you get free college?
See, and then it depends on what state you're going to. If you enlist in North Carolina, if you try to go out of state to another college,
Mm-hmm.
the the price that they're gonna pay for your college that you qualify for
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be it's limited. It's not as much as it
Oh,
would be in state.
yeah.
And then on top of that, depending on what college you're going to, I feel like they'd rather you go to a community college rather than one of these private schools like
Yeah.
I had to go to, and they it just depends. I don't know. I didn't, man. It
Just
didn't
didn't do
work
your
out. It didn't
research.
work out, and I didn't feel like doing the research after the fact. So.
Oh, damn, man. So you already just like went balls to the wall
Yep.
and then you did your research.
Yeah, that's it.
So now you know how to do your research, then go into it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's wild, though. That is very wild. You just didn't read the fine print.
Yeah, never
Yeah.
did. I will from now on though, cause
Yeah.
that's a big thing, cause you don't know what you're really signing,
Yeah, for real.
and
It's just like people will tell you that you're doing something. Like, they'll kind of give you like a general idea, and then they'll make it sound good. And then you go to do it, and then there's just a lot more like this podcast. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, how much bullshit I have to go through
yeah,
with this fucking
it
podcast.
sounded like a good idea. And
Yeah.
and once you got into it, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just take the obstacles as they come and
Yeah.
just say fuck it.
Yeah.
Cause like I say, 20-year plan.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Whenever I do something, it's a 20-year plan now.
Yeah, I stick to it.
After learning a lot about certain things, it's something that you got to do. Is that you got to be in it for the long run.
Yep.
Like always, like short-term things usually. Short-term things don't last. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They just don't. But yeah, bro. So, damn, man, that's fucked.
Yeah.
That's really fucked. So what you be doing now? Well, hold on. Before we get into that, so how did it go down? Like what? How did it go down that you didn't, like you say, you didn't utilize what you had? How did that go down?
Well, when I got to college,
Uh-huh.
all right, there's like there are bills they have in the military that grant you certain benefits and stuff that you gotta they really don't tell you. You just gotta figure it out, or or if somebody will have to tell you, and they don't do that as much as they should.
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, I didn't know really anything about what I was supposed to do. It's just like once I got out of AIT at basic, they sent me out there, and my plan to play football, it was all for me to figure out, and to figure out what sort of things they offered with it. And it wasn't in me.
It wasn't in you?
It wasn't in me.
So how long did you do it for?
The military football.
Well, I'm saying like football in college.
Oh, I did it for a couple months.
Uh-huh.
And I went to classes. I went to classes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I did pretty good in my classes and staying awake and paying attention. I was. Oh, I hate talking about it.
Wow.
Man, because my French class,
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand what the online classes were. Like, man, and honestly, thinking about it now, I really just didn't care about figuring out what I needed to do while I was there.
Yeah.
And so, like, by the end of the term, not the term, but the semester, they was checking grades, making sure everybody's grades was good so that we could keep playing football.
Yeah.
My grades was not good. I barely did. I didn't even know I had a French class.
What?
Yeah, because
Bruh.
I was having issues with my account that told me everything, and because I signed up so late and I didn't know anything going into it. It was just like a
spare the moment thing.
Exactly. Even going to college was like, you got like 2 weeks. I think it was
Oh
2 weeks
shit.
before they sent me down there, and man, I was so unprepared, so unprepared.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's tough, bro.
Yeah.
That's really, really tough. So you go. Let me get this straight. So you go sign up for the military. Like, this is straight out of high school, right?
Yeah.
Straight out of high school, you sign up for the military, and you're wanting to play football in college.
Yeah.
So how long are you in the military before you decide to go to college?
It would be, I would miss a year of football, a season of football. Instead of going to college, I went to basic, then AIT, and then after that, I'd wait for the next season to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
So you signed a 4-year contract?
6 years.
6 year.
It's called a 6 and 2. So it's like I do 6 years active, and then 2 years I would be inactive.
Oh, okay.
Just
so you're
reserve.
Oh, so you didn't sign up for reserves?
No, I'm see National Guard. We drill like every month, like a weekend out of the month. We'll go down to our duty station.
Do PT?
Yeah. Well, not PT, but just work. Do what's needed of us for our job.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's really just maintaining our facility and our launchers and all our equipment.
Yeah.
And we do train at Fort Bragg some, and we just it's not hectic work at all. But it's just like it takes from your time, because usually whenever it's time for that drill to come up, it's like you got something like something exciting that you was expecting, and it just takes from it. And
damn.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. Just a weekend out of the month.
Yeah, bro, that don't sound that bad. It really don't.
No,
I mean, you could be doing way more drastic shit.
Yeah.
I mean, but basic training is also like boot camp is boot camp.
That's different. That's nothing like drill.
Yeah, that fucked up.
Because their whole thing is they gotta break you down to build you into a soldier.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're supposed to do. Because not all the military are soldiers. They're not.
Yeah.
And it's just a time, man. And a lot of people, they can't handle some of the stuff, but it's not at all. It's not nothing nobody can handle. It's just not enjoyable.
It's just not for you, huh?
Not for me.
Well, you know what? That's all right. So what you be doing now that you done and over with college?
Well, right now I'm trying to get on my feet, grounded.
Oh, hold on. And before that, so what was your thought process whenever you're like, this college shit ain't for me?
Oh, my thought process.
Yeah.
Well, in that time, it's hard to imagine, because like right now I don't have like that much of a thirst to get back into college. And or to play ball. I like watching ball. I want to coach and teach people how to play ball and teach them how to like do the things that I didn't know how to do. But my thought process right after it was just like, what am I gonna do now? Like that's why I'm taking a step back now to figure out what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah.
And letting go of that big part of my life. Like I was saying, it was a dream of mine to play ball, and a lot of young people in this world who have that same dream and go through the same thing. They go back home and they get used to the environment, to the adult life, and whatever way they seem would be enjoyable. After the fact, knowing that they're not gonna make it to the league or whatever they had.
So what made you kind of deviate from that plan?
Fail not first. Well, it was the debt for one, and then second, I failed. I flunked out. I wasn't making the grades, and
so you didn't have like enough motivation from the ball to really kick you in gear to make you have those good grades, because usually that's like a
yeah.
That's like a big time incentive, especially for people that really is really wanting to play ball. A lot of times they will try to do more for their grades.
Yeah, and with that, see, what I was told was that since I was failing so bad in my classes, that the best course of action would be to withdraw from all my courses. And then once I would withdraw from all my courses, that they could basically say that like these grades like they don't count, like he just withdrawed. And that so whenever I come back, I'd just be like restarting. That's what they told me. And that's not how it went.
That's not how it went. So who told you that though?
The coaching staff. The
Wow.
people that were supposed to be helping me, because they did want me to play ball. They did. They. I was second string, running back up there, and coming in as a freshman, and man, I keep petting this damn chicken, man.
Bro, I fuck with this chicken.
This feels so soft, man.
Yeah, bro, that's a fucking badass chicken. Hell yeah.
But yeah,
it's a little podcast pet. Yeah.
But
helps you get through it.
Yeah. And
damn.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
I got
chicken,
you. Got you with the chicken.
Oh, let me think.
So you talk with your coaches, and your coaches are like, so the best course of action is to, drop your courses.
Yeah. And
how does that work though?
See, and so if I would have continued on and let those grades sit, they'd be my grades. Like, there's no way I'm playing ball. I'd have to work to bring them grades up. So the best thing to do would be to withdraw from all of them, so that those grades would not be on my record. Like they wouldn't count towards my GPA at all, and because that's what they care about, the GPA. And man, after I withdrawed, I had to basically like drop out for a period of time for them grades to be like
just to be alleviated.
Yeah. And whenever I did that, they sent me home. They telling me I was supposed to come back, and that I'd basically just restart the whole thing. And I didn't get that call back.
Damn.
But the thing is, I did get the call back, but it was after the fact. I'd already decided, like, yeah, I'm not. It wasn't
you ain't
for
doing
me.
it.
Like, yeah. I mean, I did get the call back. I was supposed to go back, but I already down. I didn't like the coaching staff. I didn't.
Oh wow.
I didn't want to be there.
Yeah. And damn, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough.
That's really tough. So you're just like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
So that goes back to now. So you just be trying to figure shit out now.
Now I just be relaxing. Yeah, cause
taking it easy.
That's one thing. Like, it just wasn't meant to be, and like, and one big thing about it now in my life, looking back, is like, I wasn't living right. I wasn't thinking right. I wasn't living how I was supposed to be. And now looking back at it, I should have been devoting more of my time to where it belongs, and that's to God. Like,
yeah.
And that's now a big part of why I've been sitting back and relaxing, because I've been sitting and praying and talking to God, getting right in my life.
Yeah.
And probably, and I feel like I could go back and play ball if I wanted to.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah, and I still don't know if I'm gonna do it yet. I just have to get through it and get to it, like you've been doing. And this time I'll go back with the mindset that, like, this is how I'm gonna bring glory to God's name,
Yeah.
and devote my I don't know how to say it, man. It's just I didn't think.
That's all right, bro. That's all right, man. Yeah, bro. That's crazy, man. So you got any plans in the future?
Any plans in the future? And see, my plans lie with like the youth because they're the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
and in our generation, it's like our generation is so weird, man. It's just so weird.
So weird.
Yeah, and I think it's only gonna get weirder. And so that like talking to the kids and making sure that they understand the things that I understand now. I think that's a big part of reshaping the future.
What do you mean by weird?
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, there's so much weirdness.
Our generation
that I would classify.
It's just weird as fuck.
And weird as in like I don't understand why they do certain things or why they.
Like what?
So
Give me a few examples.
No, because they're like very popular things. Like all the kids do it. Everybody do it.
Like what? Can you name 5 things?
I can name 5 things.
Okay.
All right. Give me a second.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like me, there's this thing. It's called sexual immorality.
Ah.
And it's like, it's hard to speak about, man, because like now I'm putting myself up there for judgment because I'm a virgin. I'm 21, and I've never done any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
you said you're what?
I'm a virgin.
Are you really?
I'm a virgin. Yeah.
That's actually That's actually good, because you just was talking about sexual immorality.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's where you're going with that.
Yeah, and it's like I just don't understand why people would like put themselves through that and have multiple like sex partners. Because I think there's something bigger or deeper to that activity that they're doing. That like it's just there's a deeper meaning behind it, and they don't understand it.
Yeah, bro. There is, especially whenever you're coming from the perspective of the Bible.
Yeah.
Because actually, I believe that it says in the Bible that the purest person would be a virgin male. And that the Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah.
What is it?
I mean, I read about it. It's the golden with the seraphim hovering over it's the golden thing.
What golden thing?
That the blood of Jesus was spilled on.
Maybe I don't know.
It's our covenant with God.
No, I'm talking about well, maybe, but I'm talking about where they keep the 10 Commandments. That may be right, but that's where they keep the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
And it's always guarded by a male virgin.
Oh, I ain't read about that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. See, and that's another thing I've been doing is reading about.
Yeah, that's good. And that's actually really good.
And like I said, with narcolepsy, it's kind of hard.
Yeah. I mean, there's audio versions.
There is audio versions, but when you just like, what time would you think I should listen to the audio versions?
What time?
Yeah.
What do you mean what time?
It can't be at night. That's when
anytime during the day.
And I can't pay attention, man.
Can't pay attention?
I can't. Like, I'll be doing. I can't sit there and listen to an audio book because it's like, it goes
you can
to the
do
background.
You can do it while you do other things as well. Yeah, it can be background noise.
Then you're not getting the message. You're just listening to it, like it's like a tone in the back of your mind while you're sitting here doing other things. It's just I can't. It's not productive for me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, bro. And that is a good point, though, that there is a lot of sexual immorality whenever it comes to our society nowadays.
And they're pushing it on the younger kids.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and just the hypersexualization in general, just like along with porn. Yeah, that's like probably one of the worst things.
It's rough.
Just fucks up your brain.
It does.
Yeah, it definitely does. And whenever it comes to having desires, sometimes it's, because in the Bible it talks about just having a man and a woman to bear kids. right, within wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
So while they're married, and that's why one of the 10 Commandments is don't have sex before marriage. You know, I think that's what it is. That's not completely what it is, but it's because there's more to it.
I get what you said.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's you know, if you were to say something like that nowadays, it's just like, because the standard nowadays is not really, because so like our whole entire the whole entire United States was built upon some sort of moral high ground, right? It was built upon like a foundation, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the Bible, you know, because it's in God we trust.
Mm-hmm.
You see on the dollar bill it says in God we trust, and then there's various other points where it refers to the Bible. And then people have just lost touch with God as well. I wish I had one of my other paintings. I'm getting it framed right now. But it's a very good depiction of that, of how that is.
And like the term God is like, it's not the right term to use, cause
Yeah.
the Bible's been changed, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
In what way?
they changed the name of God to God, because it used to be Yahweh, right? That's the name.
Yeah, in the Jewish version. I mean, in Hebrew version.
Yeah. What was it? YHWH. That's the Tetragrammaton. And
Yeshua.
yeah, that's that's. And
I think that's what they call it. I think that's how they pronounce it.
That's what they call Jesus. Is Yeshua. They have different.
And it
different ways.
depends on which Bible you refer to as well.
Yeah, because there's a debate on which was his true name that was given to him, and how they say it. It just varies. But you know, if somebody calls me by my nickname Monty, you know, I'm gonna turn my head, I'm gonna respond to that, because that's a name I'm known by.
Yeah.
And so, like, using the term Jesus it's like not harmful. He knows who you're talking to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that is wild. I think it's cool that you've been reading the Bible and shit.
Yeah.
Really?
It's really changed my life, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You go to church?
I do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How often?
I go. I try to go every week. I've been vacationing this past week, so I didn't go. I didn't go then, but I will be going this week.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. So you named one, sexual immorality.
Sexual immorality.
Okay, what's the next? What's the next four?
Oh, so you're gonna hit me with that?
Yeah.
Weird things, man.
That's a big one. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, it's a huge one.
Yeah, and I say the second one would be money.
Money.
They're chasing money.
Yeah.
It's the driving force behind America.
Mm-hmm.
It's money, and I think it brings so much worry and just so much stress into people's lives when it shouldn't. And just being in America is what's gonna force that upon you, because that's what you're surrounded by is money. You need money to do something that makes you happy or to enjoy something. And those without money, what are they? They're not getting any type of enjoyment in life, because they're poor. They gotta struggle. They gotta work these hard jobs.
Yeah.
And
well, you know what it talks about? You know what it says in the Bible whenever it refers to money?
what?
It says that whenever it refers to money, it says that it's not money. Money is not the root of all evil. It is the love for money that is the root of all evil.
Exactly. And
that's the problem.
Because, of course, like, you got to pay somebody for their services. If they do something for you, or if they make something for you, you got to pay them for their time and their effort put into it.
Yeah.
That's not something to debate. But the things that we desire and the things that we strive for, I think they're worthless. And the amount that we strive for is a big problem because people expect to, fulfill their dreams and have their dream home and to keep striving for that and keep striving for that, but they're putting off their happiness. They're putting off the truth behind our meaning of being here and our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a world full of distractions.
Well, that goes back. That goes back to people losing their faith as well, because whenever you separate that, because like I said, when the America was built off of that moral structure, and so whenever people lose that, they don't really have a sense of well, they don't even, first of all, they don't have a sense of morality. Second of all, they don't really have a good knowledge base of what they think they should be striving for and what their purpose is. They don't have a good, clear purpose sentiment.
Yeah, and it's just, man, this is like, it's one of them things that say I call it the divine nature of things. Like people's always gonna be drawn to certain things. Somebody's gonna be drawn to something negative, and somebody's always gonna be drawn to something good. There's always gonna be that divine nature that pulls us in the directions that we go, and like one of the things that a lot of the things that people are striving for, like you said, they're man. I'm so tired.
That's all right, bro. That's all right.
Man, I didn't think about this.
Didn't think about what?
I didn't think about any of this before I came on.
That's all right. What about your notebook?
Man, my notebook, man, it's got so much in it, man. I don't even know where to start.
Oh, that's all right, bro.
But yeah, like our desires, the desires of our heart, man, they're evil.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, the devil can always he can always strive in that little area of desires.
Yeah.
Definitely, and it sucks though. It really sucks because a lot of people say a lot of people's advice for other people is do what you want or do what you like,
Yeah, and on the low note, I like looking. There's this guy named Aleister Crowley. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a I think. See, and I don't know. I can't remember whether. Ooh, I can't say that. Let me not say that.
What?
But Aleister Crowley, he's like a Satanist. And his motto was, "Do as thou wilt." Like, cause that's what they believe is like, you should be able to do whatever you want just because nature allows it.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's been the commandments tell us what not to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's an obvious plane of what's right and what's wrong. And for anybody out there believing that there's no God or whatever, like, what's right and what's wrong. And whenever you see that somebody's pointing out what's right and what's wrong, and you decide to look away from it, it's like, which faction do you belong to? And me, I know I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to be evil.
Definitely.
And if there's a war going on, I want to be on the right side of that war.
Yeah.
And it's a war that we can't see with our two eyes.
Oh yeah, it's a psychological war.
It's a war over our minds and our thoughts.
It really is.
That we produce. That's what the fruits are in the Bible. The thoughts that we produce with our minds.
Yeah.
And a lot of our minds are corrupt, people.
Yeah, they are. They are very corrupt, especially in just society in general. And then everybody's eating off of everybody else's energy of the same corruptness, and then it's just a loop. Especially whenever they're starting to teach it to the children, and then especially in schools, like in colleges as well. That's whenever they start getting into institutions, because that's what. There's like a broader agenda, if you would. There's like a broader agenda that is getting into certain things, because a lot of people with money because money is where the power comes from. And a lot of people, like you was saying earlier, it's all about money, but what is derived from money is actually it's the other way around. Freedom is derived from money. So that's what people usually strive for, is freedom, not really to be rich. But it's usually whenever people start getting, really stupid wealthy, and then they greed. Greed is because there's like the big, like the 7 sins, or I don't know.
7 deadly sins.
7 deadly sins. It's like greed, and then one of them's gluttony.
Gluttony.
Yeah, you know gluttony?
That's a very underrated one.
Yeah, it really actually is. It really, really is. And that's one of the ones that I've heard recently that I never really knew.
Yeah. It's just on the back burners, but he's there, buddy.
Yep. I got to take a piss, bro.
All right.
You got to chill out with this chicken for a little bit.
See here petting his arm.
It's all right.
Oh, man. Guys, I'm tired.
Usually I don't edit shit, but like I'm thinking about like if somebody has like a pee break and then there's like a short silence. Yeah, I might have to edit some of that out. But usually I don't edit. Usually I don't edit anything.
Yeah. But yeah, them 7 deadly sins, and they got 7 heavenly virtues.
I wish I knew all of those.
They're
I need to read the Bible. I actually need to buy a Bible.
See, I got you. Let me think about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you got lust,
Uh-huh.
chastity.
Yeah.
So containing yourself sexually.
Uh-huh.
And then you got wrath, and then you got patience.
Yeah. So you're saying the opposite of each one. Yep.
And greed.
Uh-huh.
You got charity.
Yes.
Giving out.
Absolutely.
And gluttony. You got this is a hard one. Prudence. I remember that.
Prudence. Wow.
That's like, what is that? Oh, being cautious, like,
yeah,
of what you do and what you allow yourself to get into, rather than just getting into anything and everything.
Yeah.
And then you got, I'm trying to what are this? I'm trying to think of the sins. What are they? Sloth. And this is a big one for me.
Oh yeah.
With my narcolepsy, but sloth, and then you got diligence. Getting out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
So you got lust, you got wrath, you got gluttony, sloth. And I think I miscounted. Lust, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony. I'm missing 2.
Yeah.
What are they?
I don't know.
Oh.
I wish I knew.
Dang.
I really do. I really need to read the Bible more.
My mind's not working right now.
Bro, I have a I have a book over there that is called The Portable Atheist.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I grew up in church and shit, but I got to a point where I was like questioning certain things, and then especially like how society is now, like they really make you question shit like that, and then eventually I start questioning why I was questioning it. you know,
got a question for your question.
Yeah, and I was definitely reading that book. I read a lot of that book, and it's a thick ass book, but it's the whole entire book is built around the basis of God not being real, right?
Right.
And that is if God's not real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he is real, that's the crazy part. And you know, usually whenever you say he, you just refer to the whole entire God as an entity. But if he is real, then what would you how what would you do if what happens to you is if you don't believe it?
Okay.
You know?
So and this is just my opinion, because
Uh
I've been doing a lot of like research on this stuff,
uh
but like it's like when you hear the gospels and you don't believe in them, that means like you're it's not that you're not one of his, you know, you're like
mm,
you're not one of his children, and he'll tell you like in the Bible, he knows his children. Not
mm,
everybody's his children, and not everybody that thinks they're his children are really his children.
yeah.
And and it's just one of them things like it's just the divine nature of things, just the way people are pulled, and it's like, mm. And for a non-believer, it's like, man, I like to say that they're just distracted, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just ignorant of the knowledge
Yeah.
of and the understanding of what the true meaning behind everything is, cause God's behind all of it, and
Mm-hmm.
he bring, like he said, he makes a storm on the righteous and the unrighteous,
That's right.
and like for a non-believer, when their name is called, it's like you.
You're just going to hell.
It's not
That's
like
just what
that.
you're
I
gonna
don't think it's
say.
like that. I don't think it's like
You
that
don't
at
think
all.
it's like that?
I think we create our hell based on the
Oh.
lives we lived in our life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, cause like you gotta think, God is a being that exists through all things,
Yeah.
right? And so like,
Omnipresent.
yeah, and it's like he knows our entire lives, every thought we've ever had,
Mm.
everything. So it's not like you're gonna go through your entire life, your entire life, not like, it's not like you're gonna see like go through the or replay your entire life when you die.
Mm.
I don't think it's a thing. I think it's the major memories that you have, the core memories that you have,
Yeah.
is what are gonna be replayed for you,
Yeah.
and just depending on the life you lived and the things you've done and the sins you've committed, uh, I think those are gonna be what creates your punishment, and it's like,
Mm.
and that's the whole thing that Jesus came for, was to save us from that, and a lot of people don't understand that, like this was the divine plan from the start, you know, was to create us, and
Mm.
then to let us know how much we need him, you know,
Yeah.
because obviously with us being created in his image, it's like we're gonna get selfish, we're gonna transgress,
Mm.
it's gonna happen, it's been written, it's gonna happen, and so in order for us to be saved, we have to receive that that salvation,
Yeah.
and it said, from what I know about the Old Testament and the New Testament, is that everybody's a sinner,
Mm-hmm.
and like the wage of sin is death,
Yeah.
and you know,
Y'all die.
not this death, but the next death,
Oh.
the real death,
Mm-hmm.
because we're just spiritual beings in this physical world, and that's what
Mm.
this physical world causes, is sin. Everything we see is sinful. That's what we're
Yeah.
pulled to, and it just being here, it creates a sense of selfishness,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we feel like individuals when it's like we're not all I feel like everything is connected, because everything
It
is
is.
God, you know,
Yeah.
and
That's a good way to put it.
exactly. So if you want to detach yourself, it's not that he's detaching you. You're detaching yourself,
Mm.
because you can't find the love and the enjoyment in life and just existing, and that there is a Father who created you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can't come to that, and he knows who is gonna come to him, and he knows who he's gonna cast away from him, because he's not gonna accept anything that's gonna be individualized or live the life of individualization.
So, so if you believe in the Bible, do you believe in the conspiracy of that it's all a simulation?
Oh,
because that can tie in together, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel like
You got it?
there we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, it seems a whole lot like a simulation,
Yeah.
but it's like, I think it's a divine simulation. It's
Uh-huh.
not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a man-made simulation.
Uh-huh.
It's a God-made simulation, and the whole nature of it is just it's above our pay grade.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
for us to understand. That's why he says it's not for us to understand in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, it says
Just
it. You
just
said
to
it.
put our faith in Him that
Uh-huh.
He's gonna deliver you.
Yeah.
That everything's gonna be all right.
Said that, but you said that it's not a man-made simulation, but at the same time, it does say in the Bible that humans were created through the image of God.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
with that,
God as everything, not
yeah, yeah,
individuals. Because us as individuals, when we individualize our lives
uh-huh.
and our purpose, it's like, what are we contributing towards besides the destruction of our fellow brother, who
Uh-huh.
is also a part of God,
Yeah.
that he lives through. So like that desire to become separate from the whole body,
Mm-hmm.
from and from doing what's right versus wrong, it's like those they don't belong, they
Mm-hmm.
don't belong in heaven. And I
Yeah.
think just the virtues that come, I never finished the virtues, man. That's getting to me. But
That's all right.
just living a virtuous
We
life.
can look it up.
We can look it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just living a virtuous life, man. That's what heaven's all about. And people don't live virtuous lives, not at all.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
allow stress and tragedy to overwhelm them and to consume their minds and their lives. And I think that's just one of them things that just come at you that you just got to shrug off and keep moving. Appreciate the things that build you into who you become.
Yeah.
And
So
it's never said that they're gonna be easy.
so we got charity, chastity, diligence, humility, kindness, patience, and temperance.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are greed, lust, sloth, pride. Pride. That was one of
That
them.
was
Pride and humility. You didn't get pride and humility and Okay, so it's pride, lust, gloth, pride, lust, sloth, greed, envy, wrath, and gluttony.
envy.
Yeah, envy.
And that one would be what?
Kindness.
Kindness. Yeah.
Yep. So charity, greed, chastity, lust, diligence, sloth, humility, pride, kindness, envy, patience, wrath, and temperance, gluttony.
Yeah. And getting back at that, like the sins, they all give you a sense of individualization. Like
Yeah.
they make their selfish desires
Mm-hmm.
rather than the virtues. They give a sense of selflessness.
Yeah.
And
Give to other people as
exactly
well.
give out.
Mm.
And I think one of them Hindu term would be karma. Like you get what you like. That's another big thing in life that people don't understand.
Yeah.
And man, everything's gonna make full circle.
Yeah, it comes back to you
It
all the
is.
time.
It is.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's wild. Bro, that's crazy to think about. I didn't think I'd be having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I've been waiting to tell, but and then you was talking about that simulation.
Yeah.
That's one of them, like that's one of them things like, and here recently, and and I will say very soon
Mm-hmm.
with this new technology and this new AI.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it seem like everything is really just a big ass simulation.
Yeah.
Cause they're gonna, cause we in this world we use like numbers and reason and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, I think there's in the spiritual world behind everything. I think there's not that articulated sense of knowledge. Like
Uh-huh.
there's no such thing as calculated numbers and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
It's just everything is because God, He said He was His word. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just something hard to imagine, but it's like it's one of them things. This physical world is just like we try to use numbers and everything to discover how we were created and
Uh-huh.
all this and that and why this does that and why that does this, and that's all science is.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really give credit to who created that, who made all that possible, who
Mm-hmm.
brings everything in as it is. And it's just like that's a big issue in today's world. It's
Mm-hmm.
people. I'd say it's another one of them weird things. Is people they can't understand that there's something bigger than themselves.
Yeah. 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 And see, originally, whenever science and math and logic and reason was really observed from at like as a whole thing, instead of like it just being, because there's always been like logic, reason, science, and math, but we haven't really observed it until like more recently in human years. And it used to be, whenever it first started, it used to go hand in hand with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what you're referring to now is that um more in more modern times, they have lost a touch of what it was originally from, and it was originally from to observe what God had created, and it was supposed to go hand in hand with God. So yes, there is a higher power and all that, but the science and the math and technology that we have was supposed to go along through God, and it was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be to observe it and to understand what God
Mm-hmm.
has created.
Exactly, and that's the whole Christian thing is like trying to become more like God, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and become who He wants us to become,
Mm-hmm.
which is more like Him, you know, to
Yeah.
think how He thinks and to do what He would do, like Jesus would do,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't do that, man. They don't do it.
They don't do it.
Mm-mm. They're not doing it.
Yeah, bro.
They got a whole different agenda, man. And with this AI, man, it's just it's something we're summoning, like who said, Elon Musk said, with this AI we're summoning a demon
Uh,
that we can't get rid of. That's what
yeah.
this, and man, it's just like, could you just imagine like what the world's gonna be like with AI and all this
Mm.
high technology that we be seeing in movies and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Like
It is super
it's
crazy to
gonna
think
get rid
about.
of is where are people gonna worship and give praise to God in that,
Yeah.
when we already got sin right at our fingertips.
Yes.
And it's like
Uh,
it's a constant decline from here, and it's like
yeah.
it's gonna get rough, and people are gonna try to disconnect from God completely. I think that's what
Yeah.
this chip is gonna do.
And see, whenever a lot of people don't talk about stuff like this, like whenever higher technology started coming about, um people actually started becoming less and less intelligent, because first of all, they're relying on on something else in order to do everything for them. And then second of all, they're not they're not learning as much, in the sense of, as for themselves.
Because it's not it's not God in these robots. Like
Yeah,
this technology, there's no God
exactly.
in it. Like
There's no soul in it.
no,
Yeah.
and I think what they're trying to do at this point is they're trying to learn how to harness
Mm.
a soul or so called soul, and it's like whenever they do that, I feel like they're gonna also invite, other entities into this world that have been sent
Mm.
away. You know, they're trying. That's
Mm.
what they're trying to do here.
Wow, I never looked at it from that perspective, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in space. I believe it's what's called the heavens. There's
Yeah.
multiple heavens in the Bible, and up
Uh.
here is a heaven,
Yeah.
space. The actual kingdom. And then there's just multiple heavens, and like it's like, damn, where was I getting at?
I don't know.
Damn, what is on my train of thought? My mind be going so fast.
Talking about your head.
I be wanting to talk, and I
Uh-huh.
just end up skipping
Talking
something.
about the heavens.
Yeah, and the heavens. It said the principalities and powers in heavenly places. That's
Mm-hmm.
in our minds.
Yeah.
That's where they're attacking now. But also they're trying to get back into this world, because
Mm.
that's where the Antichrist comes in. That's living without Christ. Without God, without salvation. So
Yeah.
that's what this AI is gonna do. We're gonna put our full reliance on it,
Uh-huh.
and like,
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's making people less and less, like I said, intelligent, and we're becoming more and more reliant on it.
yeah,
And I have noticed that, like, have you noticed that, you know how in Genesis it talks about like Adam and Eve and how they bit from the apple or a fruit. It depends on which part you read it from. And the Apple logo. You see the Apple logo. It's not just a regular apple. It's an apple with a bite bitten out of
yeah,
it.
it is.
Have you heard of that
Yeah,
theory?
and see, and I know, and I think it's just like a symbol, because they
Yeah.
like using symbols, and
Yeah.
and, and the people trying to bring us down, they love symbols, and
Uh-huh.
I think that's what it is, a symbol. I don't think it's not the actual term that was being referenced in the Bible,
Uh-huh.
but it's like our thoughts. Whenever the snake came in the garden,
Mhm.
it's like he came to deceive. He came to draw. That he came to separate us from God, to make us disobey, and that's what they did. That's what we all do.
Mhm.
And just eating from that fruit that he provided.
Yeah.
It's not that it was a literal tree or anything like that. It's that tree of knowledge of good and evil, what that devil
Mm.
provided to us, and it was never supposed to be like that. We were
Yeah.
never supposed to have all this doubt and this
Yeah.
worry and sin in our
And they
mind.
never had there was never consciousness before then. It was just They was just in literally a perfect place,
Hmm.
the Garden of Eden.
And it's hard to imagine what a place like that would be, because all we know is the sinful world that we live in.
Absolutely.
And like, I don't think it was a place where you're not conscious, or you're not making choices.
Mm.
I believe it's a place where your choices and your conscience wasn't determined by not good or evil.
Mm.
It's just you're living a life of love, because that's what God
Yeah.
is. He's a God of love,
Mhm.
and it's not this love that we try to consider as our hearts being bound together forever. No,
Yeah.
it's like a love that connects all things, that
Yeah.
pulls everything together, and it's like that's I think what the life we should live. That's what the life that they did live before was, a
Mhm.
God of love, to enjoy everything that they were provided from God. But that doubt, that deceit, that knowledge that this is good and this is evil,
Yeah.
that's what brought sin into the world.
Yeah, and I've heard the theories of that whenever they bit into the apple too, or the fruit or whatever it was, that it was a metaphor for them actually having sex.
And I heard
Have you
that.
heard of
I
that?
heard that. I heard that too, and and speaking metaphorically,
Because like the devil is a shapeshifter.
yes, but I say, speaking metaphorically, it did not have to be a literal snake.
Yeah,
That's just their
exactly.
metaphor for what
Could have been
he
another
was.
human.
Exactly. It could have been coming in the form of human, just like
Uh.
Satan did in the book of Job. He appeared as a human. He didn't come as a snake.
Yep.
Everything we see in this world is gonna be rationalized by what we see. You know, it's not gonna be none of that other stuff. But like, it's like that idea, and I do understand. I do think that was a part of it because it did say in the Bible that the angels did fall for their lust for mankind and female, and that possibly, Lucifer. Well, no, I wouldn't even say, because lately I've been thinking that Lucifer and Satan, like, whenever Lucifer was in heaven as an angel, it was not the same as when he was a fallen angel. Whenever he fell and became Satan, I think his entire his blessing from God, or his attachment to God, it stopped there. Like, he became a whole different thing and concept to represent all of evil, and rather than just God who represents everything, he became evil, and it's like, lust. The fallen angels, like, they failed over their lust for female humans and stuff like that, and they taught us things, that we weren't forbidden knowledge, that we weren't supposed to know, and stuff like that, to progress us and I don't think I don't know. It's hard to talk about stuff like this.
It really is.
Because you never know. You never understand it completely. You just have
That's the
your
hardest
idea.
thing about the Bible.
Yeah.
Is that it's so complicated. It's like the most complicated book
It's like
that's ever been written.
any verse that you can put up for interpretation. Like, what did he mean in this? And then 10 different people are going to have their different interpretations. But, like, they did fall for their lust of mankind, so it wouldn't seem as a surprise that that's how he deceived Eve, and that's probably why women have. That's what it says. That's why they have pain during giving birth, was because of that, because they did that. And I think the whole act of having sex is it's more important than people than people understand it as. And like, cause your spirit's by, like, connecting with this other spirit, so it's like, do you know what your spirit is? Do you know what this means? And do you know what you're doing in the eyes of God? And people just don't care. And man, when you do that with multiple people, it's like, man, who do you belong to? Like, your spirit. You think, I don't know. It's just. It's hard to understand. I gotta look more into it, but
yeah, bro. I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from, for real. Me as not a virgin, but because seriously, like, it is, especially from that perspective as well. And there's not many things that I can't really understand, because I really do understand that I am capable of understanding a lot of different things. And, like, the Bible is very, very complicated, especially to talk about and to really come from your perspective of it. And especially whenever it has so many metaphors in it, and some things can be lost in translation as well. That's why I think, like, the best way to read the Bible is if you know how to speak Hebrew and read in Hebrew.
Yeah.
But that's another thing.
Yeah.
And but I forgot where the fuck I was going with that now.
But yeah, and I think, like, like how our languages are different, and how we speak all these different languages, like, it's obviously, and if you look at the grand scheme of everything that the Bible says, it's like that was a necessity to spread out the nations, to create diversity in the lands, because, like, together we were what you call Babylon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody believes this, but America, that's what America is. We're the melting pot, It's where everything comes together, and that's what they're trying to recreate is that Babylon.
Babylon, yeah, like the world order.
Yeah,
is that what you're kind of
world order?
Yeah, is that what you're kind of going to?
That's what. Hey, man, that's what it's gonna come to. They got the AI out now. That's already a thing. There's no stopping that.
Yeah.
And so, like,
and see, the thing is with that is that like the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So so there's like a reason. I think that the reason that Putin essentially started that war was kind of derived from that as well, because there's a world order that has been put into place, essentially by what you would call like NATO, or whoever else is along with that is basically essentially trying to take over the world. So he claims that he started that war in self-defense.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at it from, and a lot of the mainstream media is putting it out as, this is a terrible thing that Putin has done, or that Russia has done, invading another country. But he claims that he does it. I mean, the murder and all that is like, that's a different topic that we can go down or not. But essentially, he was saying that it was out of self-defense because there's a higher agenda that is being put into place, essentially by NATO, or other people that we may or may not mention, or because we could get killed. No. But he was basically doing it out of self-defense, quote unquote. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm just pointing it out.
I feel that. He said he was trying to keep them off their borders, and and I think it's a big thing of it, like, cause like how Russia and China, they was trying to go gold and silver and like actual physical wealth, rather than digital currency, that like what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this AI, this technology that's gonna come out, this digital currency, all of it's gonna feed into that one world thing.
Yeah.
Gonna come. And I mean,
essentially make you rely on the government.
Yeah.
Because once
force you to.
once it becomes digital, then everything's controlled.
They have everything under lock. You
Yeah.
can't do anything. You can't buy, sell, or trade, just like it says in the Bible. And with that, man, and another thing is transhumanism, is people, the modification of genetics.
Yeah.
And they're gonna obviously,
or genitalia.
Or genitalia. That's gonna be that's gonna be a thing, I think.
No, that is a thing.
Oh, I mean, that's
like transgender people.
Oh, you're talking about that. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different demon we're talking about.
Yeah.
And like, it's like with transhumanism, it's like people, they're gonna modify their genetics so that they can survive through this sickness or this disease that's gonna come upon us. Like it said in the Bible that would happen, and that's what's gonna push them towards taking that next step in their lives toward detaching themselves from God, and I think that's where the chip is gonna come in at.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like the technology we know now, and we're not gonna understand what type of thing it is, because all we're gonna be doing is getting it so we can buy, sell, and trade.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's gonna come to, and but I think it's gonna have the ability to look at what the underlying cause of problems are, and then it's gonna tell you how to fix it, and then we're gonna use this new AI to fix those problems.
So essentially, like Neuralink, you know.
Neuralink.
Here, I gotta take a piss again.
Damn,
I took way too much fucking coffee. Bro, I've been chugging hella coffee. Before you even got here, I chugged like 5 cups of coffee.
Wow. So I get stuff in this journal, y'all. I might publish it. I've been thinking about rapping, starting a rap career, Christian rap. I might give y'all a couple things to listen to.
Yes, sir. Got the damn notebook out.
Yeah, I was just telling them about my. I'm thinking about. I got a couple like songs in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been trying to
You can get closer to the mic if you want to.
Bad,
I can barely hear you.
I
It's all good, bro. You can extend that a little bit up there.
See, I was, but I be
yeah,
be
you
to
just want to get up and a little bit. Yeah.
But I'm put right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, and I was letting them know that I might,
sing them a song.
Spit a little for them.
Okay.
Not right now.
Shit.
That's something. No.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, man.
Hell yeah. What you got written down in there? You got some conspiracy theories?
See,
you got that whole thing filled, don't you?
This is oh boy. Look, you see the dark pages?
Uh-huh.
Those are what I've been writing on.
Oh wow.
And you just got the back here.
Uh-huh.
Probably this much that I've been writing in the back too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
bro, you really are on some spiritual shit.
I'm telling you.
Bro, honestly, whenever you said that shit, I thought that you was gonna say like some basic white girl shit. I ain't gonna cap.
No crystals and no none of
spirituality,
that. That's not the that's not the right spirit.
That's on I think that's on like some selfish shit.
It is, and because that's one of the things that's one of the the foundations of knowledge that the fallen angels gave us was the usefulness of these certain crystals and all this different stuff.
Yeah.
And they're really just it's all demonic, really.
Yeah.
Because there's something under it that they don't understand, and they may think they're doing something good from it, but at the same time, there's something that it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
there's something selfish. There's something selfish behind it, and because you don't hear about people using these. They today they're trying to say it's healing crystals and all this and that, but it's not. It's you're inviting these other things to heal you and to I don't know how to call it, to restore your soul. I don't know how to explain it, but they're not relying on God to do these things. They're relying on themselves and the power that these crystals give them.
Yeah, and it's like a instead of an appreciation for God's creation, it's essentially a love for the world instead of a love for God and what He created. It's just a selfish love for the world. Like the essentially like the tree huggers, if you would, and they're just getting like energy, quote unquote, from like nature and shit, and like the crystals, like you was talking about.
Yeah, I mean nature. That's one of the things. I do believe that, like oh, you say tree huggers. I ain't never heard that. But,
well, that's just a loose term that I just threw out there.
But they're definitely in tune with nature and life itself, because nature is life. Like the green stuff. I'm not talking about the overall nature of all things.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the plants, the trees.
Yeah,
and it has life in it, because it's like, man. It's something about it. It heals your soul, man. It does. Being around it, being in those sort of environments, it's very healing and puts you in tune with life and the connection of all things and how all life is connected.
Yeah.
And man, I think it's a big thing in our lives to have such things like that, like to have to be in touch with nature, so that we can. I don't know what I'm getting at, man.
You don't know what you're getting at?
What I'm getting at.
That's all right, bro.
I'm not a vegan.
You're not a vegan?
I'm not a vegan.
That's all right. We can go to those conspiracies that you had pulled up. Pulled up on your tabs.
Oh, I didn't even have no damn. See, some of the things I got. See, it's really just what I be writing so that I can just remember what I'm writing and my thought process through this whole journey that I'm going through.
That's awesome. I think that's really good that you're essentially documenting it.
And
basically.
I have my ups and downs in my journey, and prayers, things that I've learned, all different sorts of things. But like it's all spread out.
Yeah.
I got myths. Oh goodness gracious, conspiracy theorists. uh, and and this is getting into talking about something that's never been touched on,
Uh-huh.
or if it has, it's not one of them things that people speak about.
Yeah.
Because it seems crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your ideas on like certain mythological creatures like
Mm-hmm.
vampires, werewolves, and zombies and stuff?
My ideas on them?
Well, okay, so I was okay.
Mm.
So I'm gonna tell you my idea.
Okay.
I believe that they're actual representations of things that actually exist in this world. And like,
Ah.
cause like,
You talking about like ghosts?
like
Like ghosts and
ghosts.
shit like that?
I think those are what you call a spirit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't. It's I think or cause like a ghost. What is a
Uh-huh.
ghost?
What is a ghost? Like, yeah, like you said, it's like a spirit.
Like what kind of like? It's got to be like. See, so we're all spiritual beings, right?
Uh-huh.
We all have a spirit, right?
Yeah.
Demons have spirits. Angels have spirits. God is a spirit. Like that's the whole thing behind it. And the term ghost, I feel like would just be the same thing. It's just a spirit. It's just people are able to encounter them in their physical world,
Mm.
in certain extreme cases. But like that's when I think like these crystals and stuff like that. Those are what or certain things or just different curses that's been put in this world
Mm-hmm.
that like allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that people do encounter ghosts because I know I have. I've also had my run-ins with them.
You have paranormal activities?
I remember those days whenever I
Really?
used to be sketched out from seeing something weird that probably shouldn't have happened.
Was it whenever you was a kid?
Yeah, when I was little. Now I
Yeah,
just be
bro.
having dreams.
See, I think another reason for that too is because whenever you're a kid, you don't really have a full understanding of the world and basically what's real and what's not. So it's going to be kind of hard for you to kind of comprehend the things that happen. Because I remember certain times whenever I was a kid where I would see something happen and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And then like later on in my life, I kind of pick it apart, and like there's always like those times where I've thought that it was like been paranormal activity, but then I've thought about it more and more, and I'm like, the more and more I think about it, I'm like, well,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the children, that's the closest you are. Your point of birth is the closest you can be with God, because you're coming from God. God just created you.
yeah,
That's where the light is. Whenever you're born, that's that light you see.
yeah.
And then whenever you die, you return to that light.
And see, that goes along with another conspiracy, quote unquote, too, is that because these more or less, for lack of a better term, these these demonic people, I guess, these demonic people are essentially, predators.
Yeah.
They're and they're child molesters.
Yeah.
And I think that's why too, because they know that it's basically the most purest thing.
Yeah.
Because kids are virgins.
See, you got,
and then they do the what?
you know a lot. I think you know more than I thought you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a big thing.
I don't know much. I'm just
That's what I was getting at. Like that's the closest you are at God with God is when you're young, and like that's what they seek.
And
to
they're
harm.
pure.
That's what they seek to
because
harm.
it's the most purest thing on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
a
right.
child.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because they've been untouched.
Yeah.
That's why back to what I said. It's like it's a good thing to be a virgin because it's pure.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely a sinner. Like I have sinned just like everybody else.
Absolutely, but like sexually,
and
in that
that's the
sense.
thing. It's like sharing that energy that spirit that you have
Uh-huh.
with another person, or letting them share theirs with yours, you're receiving their sins. Like it's like you become connected in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's like that connection doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
And like whenever you die, I don't want to make nobody feel bad, but like you gotta think whenever you contain that connection to that person, it's like whenever you die and you become a full spirit, like if you go to heaven and you do retain your memories of your life that you lived and the knowledge that you were a sinner, then like all these people you done been with, what if one of them was to go to hell? You know, now you got your spouse over here, who this
You spent like your most of your life with.
Yeah, you got your spouse, and you're supposed to be now cleansed and purified, but also you got knowledge that you're not, because you got this other person who hasn't lived right, that has also shared their energy with this person that you shared your energy with.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And you're like, especially if you're like married to them, and then in God you are you are moving as one, as like one.
You become one body.
Yes.
And that's the thing, like, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, man. I feel like our spirits can be merged together, like, become one, and that's what, like you said, that's what we're gonna be in heaven.
Yeah.
Is in order for us to be with our spouse, for an eternity or whatever, it's like they're gonna become one, and then that oneness is not gonna be able to be separated.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people. Oh man, now I'm just gonna get into stuff to make me sound crazy.
That's okay, bro. That's all right. That is completely all right. You can talk about anything on this podcast.
But yeah, and it's like, and I like to think of it as like, obviously you got heaven and you got hell, right?
Yeah.
So you got in hell, what belongs in hell?
The demons, bad stuff. Yeah, the demons.
Like, and I feel like, it's hard to explain. Like,
yeah.
I just think like they'll be able to look up, and if I have a wife that's been sexually immoral her whole life, like, that they're gonna be looking up, and they're gonna be like, like, they're gonna be able to recount that,
Yeah, they're gonna be able to pull her down.
Exactly,
and then you're gonna be attached to her because you're moving as one. So then you're basically gonna go down with her. Is that basically?
It's just like I don't want that. I don't want that on my consciousness. I don't want that thought to be in my head that I've shared this woman with something. I don't like to share. I don't like to share. Not a partner that I'm gonna become one with.
Man, I definitely 100% understand that. I really, really do. So so what do you do about that?
So what do you do about it?
So do you just find a virgin girl?
And see, that's the thing.
Because what is the probability of that? Because I believe that women are more, because they're more emotional than men. Men are more logical, and women are more emotional creatures. So they can be manipulated easier than men can. So with that being said, they are more susceptible to being manipulated into and using their desires against them. So then they are easily manipulated to fall down a certain path. Hence the reason why Eve bit that apple first. Yep. And then men are more persuaded by women than anything. So that's why Adam took the bite out of the apple after Eve did, because essentially she convinced him.
So now, and I ain't never made this connection before, but I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna make that connection right now. But what do you think a thought, like, what is a thought to you?
What is a thought to me?
Yeah, like, how would you define it? Like, what's its purpose?
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that one got him. All right, it got me too. But like, when we think our consciousness, to say that God is the collection of our consciousness,
Yeah.
and it's like one thought is what if God is a creator, then he had to use his mind to create, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's what we essentially use. We use our mind to do everything we do in life, to
Uh-huh.
create. We create thoughts, and our thoughts become our creation. And just like it was God,
You are what you think.
exactly. And you're drawn to these things that you desire.
Uh-huh.
And so like to whenever we look at the spiritual uh origin of things, it's like when we have a thought of lust, we if we're thinking spiritually and how everything is connected, then that thought of lust would draw us to whatever we're thinking about and whatever we desire. So whenever we think about having intercourse with another female, idolatry, and whenever we think about that, that's the thought that we create. That's a fruit.
Adultery. That's what I was trying to say
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, and that's the fruit that we produce, and
Uh-huh.
it's a bad fruit because
Yeah.
you're sitting here, you're trying to engage in sexual activities with all these women just because your eye sees them as attractive,
Yeah.
and that's evil to me.
Yeah, because it's lustful.
Yeah, but it's something I do battle lust. I battle lust every day, and it's something hard to get rid of. It's a stronghold.
You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's hard to break that stronghold, but yeah, definitely. I think we're drawn to whatever we think about, and that our thoughts are what connect us, and that's what essentially the entire plan was, and how God knows the plan was because It's like He knows that our thoughts are gonna become pure evil,
Yeah.
and that's why it says it in the Bible. Like, it was in the time of Noah. There was only evil thoughts continuously. There was no righteous man besides Noah. And that's why he had to restart and send the flood. And
don't you think that it's kind of coincidental that the pride flag has the rainbow colors within it?
okay, and then yeah, because the pride, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
and the pride thing, man.
Symbolism, as we was talking about.
Yes, and this is going back to, I say I call I do call them gods, but fallen angels. That's who the God. That's what the gods were. And
You said a pseudo god?
no,
Is it?
I said I do call them gods.
Oh, I
But
thought you said a
there's only
pseudo
one
god.
There's only one God. That's why the term was changed, because people could call out to God, and they call out to any deity, any fallen angel that failed. Any.
Yeah, it's one of the 10 Commandments too. False idols.
Yeah, and so with that, a pride flag, man, I think it's the symbolism of a deity that's bringing that upon this world, because I think lust is one of the biggest parts of the agenda, is to make mankind fall over their lusts over one another, just as they fell over us. And it's like, man, I accept people as they are. Like, I don't have nothing, no prejudice against
because
nobody
judging
else.
is for God.
Exactly, but like, to think that there's more than one gender, and like, to find the same to find the same sex attractive is just like, come on, bro. Like, what? And it's all on the parents, man. Really, because your children, they only know what you allow them to know.
Yeah.
And when you put your trust in these other people to teach your children and to make them who they're going to be, like, you're neglecting the fact that you're giving them up to this life of sin. With that, they don't know it. I mean, a lot of people, they don't know it. They just live in their lives. But that's the wrong. It's not right, man.
Yeah, it is tough because a lot of people don't know those things, and like they say, ignorance is bliss. So it is tough to. And there is also like a fine line between like knowing a lot of things, and it using your knowledge for a certain purpose, and knowing a lot of things and thinking that you know everything, or know more than what created you in a sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I like,
Because
you know,
that's
like you
all
was
they're
talking
trying
about
to.
AI.
Yeah, that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to put that power in our hands and separate from God. They're trying to make it in the image that they want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the whole agenda of the Antichrist when it comes. And I mean, it never said in the Bible it was a man. You know what I'm saying? It's not a man. It's this new thing coming out that everybody's so attracted to.
Yeah. So you think that like the pride community is more of an antichrist community.
It's more of a going against the way things was meant to be.
Yeah, because I mean, if you it's like you said, if you do find the opposite sex attractive, you know, that's to an extent anti-human of you because you cannot procreate in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it's like you're driven, like because that's what, if you would think about it, the whole agenda that Satan would have is to defeat God or to become like God as much as he could. And so one of his things, it would be to be the opposite of what God created and how he intended it to be, you know? So just the whole thing of a man being with a woman, that's he's changed it. It's now you can be whatever, you can choose whoever you want to be with, you know? And
And you can be whatever you want to be.
and it's the divine nature of things, man. People are gonna be pulled in the direction that they're pulled.
Yeah.
There's no escaping that. But at the same time, like whenever you know, when you hear the truth and like you deny it, there's something I like to call a law of ignorance. Like you can't get in trouble for something you don't know, or your lack of understanding thereof. Which I mean, you can obviously you will get in trouble for your lack of understanding because you didn't seek knowledge, you didn't seek wisdom,
Yeah.
and you didn't seek God to understand the things that are going on. But at the same time, in our world, like the law of ignorance is like you heard the gospel, you didn't believe, you not want to hear it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the end times won't come until the gospel's been spread out, because time and time again in the Bible, whenever God sent some type of punishment to the world, it was like say Sodom and Gomorrah. He waited until what was it? He waited. Whoever it was, I can't remember who was getting out of there, but he kept asking God, like, would you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there was one, like, if I could find 10, 15 righteous people, would you allow it to remain? And he said, like, if you find 15, then I won't destroy it. So boom, when he didn't find no 15,
he destroyed it.
He said, what about 10? He said, if you find 10. He said, if you have found 5. He said, if you found 5, I wouldn't destroy it. He said, if you found 1, he said he wouldn't destroy it if you found 1. And sure enough, there was not one. And that's why it was destroyed. He allowed him and his family to go. But by his wife looking back at it, like, she got turned into a pillar of salt. Like, it's because it was never meant for her to leave. Like, she wasn't one of the righteous.
You know what's so crazy about that story? And that story right there is like one of the things that really makes me really has my belief in the Bible strengthened, because there is actual proof of that story on earth now. Do you know about that?
I read about it.
Where there's where that story actually happened, there is actually places that are cut into the earth from where he destroyed that place.
And there's like the salt that remain, or what is it called? Like the remnants of the destruction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's so fucking wild about that.
It is.
And you know how like the great flood, like from Noah, That is a crazy story too, because and there's a lot of proof that goes along with that, because they find fish fossils and underwater creature fossils on mountains.
And that's the thing.
That's
Like,
what's so
to
fucking wild.
imagine seeing something or experiencing something like that.
Uh,
Obviously, nobody lived to tell the tale except Noah. But
uh,
at the same time, like, man, the reason he sent that flood, man, is it's like a sign, like, of how powerful he is. And if you see the signs and you believe that something did occur, like there's no denying it. Many religions say that have reference to a flood happening in one point in time.
yep.
And like, and for science to say like, yeah, this is scientific proof, like, of this and that, I think, like, man, the reason, and those large bones, those dinosaur bones, and all that, those are the result of, like, not just transhumanism, but trans, like, trans, like, that's hard to explain. I don't know the word for it, but tampering with genetics in
Oh,
all different.
you think that's what dinosaurs were?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Uh,
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to say if it was a creation from God or if it was from the tampering with genetics. But most definitely they were tampering with the genetics of animals and stuff, and combining them with humans. That's where we get the stories and the myths of the centaur and all these different animal hybrid human creatures.
oh,
Because they were tampering. That's why he got rid of. That's why he sent the flood to destroy all of that. Because
oh, wow.
it was too much.
Yeah, and like giants and shit.
Oh, the Nephilim. That's why I was hesitant to call people demons whenever they go to hell, because, like, that's the term that the Nephilim was given, the children of humans and fallen angels, and man, it's I don't know, man. It's like, yep.
Yep, it's a crazy world we're living in,
It
ain't
is.
it?
It was a crazy time, and then we're returning to it, and it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be worse.
Cause there's a new kid on the block, and he ain't playing around.
Yeah, he ain't playing around. So what do you think about the dinosaurs in that sense? Like, you think that dinosaurs were
Yeah,
a creation of God?
I don't. Is I don't know if they were. I don't know. That's the
Or
thing.
directly created
I
by
don't.
God?
I can't say. I can't, cause God. I don't limit God to anything. I don't
Yeah.
limit him to creating anything.
Yeah.
And like, and when he speaks about the Leviathans, and how he created them, and that people would see them and behold, like, this is the power of creation. Like, this is my power. And
Yeah.
like, to say that he could create a dinosaur that walked amongst mankind, like, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, because it does say that he created the heavens and the earth, and then he created the animals, and shit like that. But and then he created like Adam and Eve, but they weren't humans. They were a direct descendant from God.
Yeah.
And Cain and Abel were the first humans, I think.
And another thing, this is something I want to. I just came to my mind. With humans, that whenever we're seen as either good or or bad, like, in the grand scheme of things in our next life, like as angels or demons, like, that's the same thing goes for, like, animals and stuff. Like, an animal, I mean, I don't know how the animal kingdom works with God in his eyes, but like, I think that there's certain in the animal kingdom, like, there could exist, like, some type of some type of law that they abide by, and that
Yeah.
they can disobey, and that, that existed prehistoric to the flood,
Yeah.
and like, I don't know, it goes real deep into that when you think about it, But just think about it.
Definitely. That is something to think about.
But obviously, like, we're human. It has no correlation to us. But
so, sexual immorality.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The love of money.
Love of money.
And what's the next one?
What was it?
That's 2. We got 3 more.
I tied it into that whole conversation we just had because that was not a topic of love of money. It was.
Yeah.
It was just like the ignorant. No, I'd say it was the denial of a higher power.
The denial of a higher power.
That's I think that's what we should. That's what we just talked about.
Yes, we did.
And
so that's 3.
So.
And what was you gonna say?
Weirdos. You
weirdos.
Oh. No, I can't say that because I'll be contradicting myself. But we could talk about music too.
Music?
But I mean, I wouldn't say the music you're drawn to makes you weird. But definitely, music has a big impact on people's lives, and they don't know it.
They don't.
And just depending on what type of music you listen to, I can probably tell the like overall determination of what type of spirit you are.
Yeah.
And just because of what you're drawn to listen to.
So you listen to gospel?
I've been listening to gospel. I've been listening to K-Love. That's my
favorite.
Really? That's my favorite radio station, man.
Bro, that is crazy. I mean, I listen to like straight thug shit. I ain't gonna cap.
And I can't judge.
Like rap.
I can't judge anybody on listening to it because I used to listen to it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like
it just gives me hype.
And you're drawn to that beat, man. That vibe, and it's an attractive vibe. Just like sin is attractive, man.
Yeah.
But it's the thoughts that it puts in your mind.
Absolutely.
When you're listening to these lyrics, you're listening, and you're subconsciously remembering them, and you're trying to live by them. You want. It's like you're drawn to that type of lifestyle that they speak about.
Yeah, and luckily I'm able to understand like how it is able to affect your mind and how it's able to affect your actions in general. And it is a big problem, especially nowadays. You know, more and more people want to really abide by the music. Mm-hmm. You know, and then they don't even realize it because it's heavily influenced.
It is, and then the influencers, they're the ones that are pushing it, man. They're willing to do anything, and it gets real deep.
Do anything for the attention.
It gets sinister, man. It gets really sinister.
Really,
I really don't want to talk about that part, but
what part?
How sinister it gets.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
Because then that's whenever violations start. On your community guidelines on YouTube.
Oh, you think so?
I know so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so let's stay away from that part.
That's all right, bro.
It's all right.
Yeah, bro, it's okay. But, if the video gets taken down, I post my podcast on all other audio platforms.
Yeah, but like it's just like the things that they're doing, man. Like you said, the children, man.
Yeah.
And everybody knows about it. Everybody knows the scandals that's been going on, and
but like the Jeffrey Epstein shit,
and they don't care. They really don't.
Where's that list?
They'll try to make a big deal about it, man. They'll try to speak on it, bring it to somebody's attention. But what are you doing about it?
Yeah,
you're not doing anything
for real.
About it.
I mean, what can you do about it?
There's a lot you can do about it. I mean, you can devote your life to God in that cause to stop it.
Yeah,
but people don't do that.
Yeah.
They're too selfish.
For sure, and you think that the music industry ties into that as well, and it really is like the entertainment industry as a whole is essentially, you know, taken over as like an influence platform for evil, or can be, you know, a big one, and it's a huge influence platform that influences a vast majority of people, and they don't even realize it. Because it goes into their subconscious.
Yeah. Because they put it there. They don't. That's where they put. That's where they send it. But it's still conscious regardless. And it's like I say, the media and how they're willing to do anything for that fame, that wealth. They call it selling their souls. Well, like what is a soul to you? Like, what do you think a soul is?
A soul, that is the part of you that is you. Whenever you talk about you or whenever you say I, that is your soul, because you are not, it is a spiritual form of yourself. Like we right now, like our physical form is not who we say we are. It's essentially a vehicle that our spirits, drive
Right.
in this physical realm.
Right. And that's the thing, like, and I'm glad you understand it, and like, really, I wouldn't say that it's two separate things. I think the soul is the entirety of what makes us as a spirit and a body, because that's how God created us, with a spirit, a body, and a mind. Like that's what creates. That's what makes the soul. And when
Yeah,
people
Holy
sell that,
Trinity.
they sell their entire being over to something. They don't know it. I mean, they just write on a piece of paper. They don't know it, but there's a divine law behind it.
Yeah.
Divine behind everything we put our signature on. There's a divine. Because you're swearing an oath to something.
Yeah.
To do something, to fulfill something, to give yourself to some cause or something, and they don't know it because it's just it. They put it off in the back of their mind like it's something they can escape,
Yeah.
when it's not, and it's like they're willing to sell. They're willing to sell their souls, man, for fame and wealth, man, and they don't know it.
Yeah.
Like.
You think there are some that do know it?
Oh, they a lot of them know it, man, and just depending on how much you want to gain, depends on how much you're gonna sacrifice in this life. But guarantee that in your next one, it's not gonna be no different. You're gonna continue. You're gonna belong to whoever you just written your life off to.
Yeah, man, that is crazy, and it's not God most of the time.
No. and man.
Yeah. We get into some deep shit, ain't we?
We are, man. We are. And like with the music, man, it's like y'all's thoughts when you listen to the music, it forces you to want to desire to do whatever it is they're talking about.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
And just depending on the vibe it creates in you. Like I can still listen to rap music and thug music, and I in the back of my mind I'm sitting here like I can't. I'm not never gonna do any of these things that they're talking about. They're doing, but that beat is catchy.
That beat is hard, ain't it?
When that beat be hitting, bro, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
But them words, man, they just.
Oh yeah, those words are tough, man.
They go against everything that God tells you.
You're actually really right. All of them. I mean, especially in like the rap industry, which is the most
is the worst.
It's the most popular platform right now as well. Yeah. Is the rap genre.
That's why they're pushing it. They're pushing it on. You seeing all these little kids listening to rap music and all this.
Definitely,
man. They're pushing it on you.
And then the over sexualization of it as well. Like it's all sexual. Like especially like in female rap. Whenever you listen to female rap, it's all.
That's all it's about, man.
That's what it's all about, bro. That's what's so wild.
Cause like the spirit of a woman and the spirit of a man, you can. It's like you can consider them as like the overall thing, like a feline and a cat and a dog.
Yeah.
Like it's like cats are so horny all the time, bro. I guarantee it. Like, man. And when you just take a step back and look at a cat and a dog and the characteristics and how they act, you see like that's it represents like what a female is and what a man is. Because dogs get violent, boy. They got territorial issues and stuff like that. It's just like men do.
Yep. Cats like come and go as they please, and then
yeah, and that's what the world's coming to. That women, they're trying to like, man, I don't want to be having.
they don't want to bash
I don't
women.
want to bash no woman, man. I
Yeah.
love women, man. I love
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
But like, it's like they're they're trying to become like independent on a level that like they shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
I think we should,
On a
as a,
selfish level.
yeah, and like I feel like a man and a woman should rely on each other
Yeah.
as God intended it to, like,
Mm-hmm.
so that, because that's a woman is a part of you that gives you that part of you that you don't have,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why whenever we go to heaven, that's why he's gonna make us one to make us whole, with
Mm-hmm.
that person that makes us whole. But like, if you don't people don't give credit where it's due. People don't do the holy matrimony. People
Mm-hmm.
and just and any just because you're married to somebody in the physical world, it doesn't mean God's gonna see it as the marriage in the next. Because how can you have a righteous person
Mm-hmm.
and an evil person go and becoming one in heaven? It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
And you can't, and it says you got to be equally yoked, right?
Yeah.
You can't be with somebody who doesn't have the same belief as you, because their destination is not the same destination as yours. So how can he bind you together in two places? That's not gonna happen.
Wow, that's tough. I really actually I really have thought about that recently, really, and like recently, as in like the past couple or few months, because that is just that's just crazy. It's crazy to think about because what if you are married, you do get married to somebody and then their beliefs align with yours, and then what if eventually they um start to go away from that, and then your beliefs are still aligned with God, but theirs are not. What
And
happens then?
see, and that's where Jesus comes in, man. And it's like with Jesus, it's like it says he took the sins of the world, man, of all mankind,
Mm-hmm.
and he took them all, and that so that we wouldn't have it, so that we could be sinless in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like with that, mm, it's like the one belief that you need, it's a necessity, is your faith in God,
Yeah.
in Jesus, because He's the salvation. So
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how far she strays or how far he strays, it's like, are you saved? Have you put your faith in God
Yeah.
and in Jesus? And that's when your sins are forgiven. When
Yeah.
her transgression is forgiven.
Cause I always think, I always refer back to like this one guy that I know. He actually used to be a deacon, and his wife that he was married to for like 17 years went and cheated on him, and they actually got a divorce. And um I just wonder about him too, because right now he currently has a girlfriend. And
Yeah.
like what do you tell somebody like that, or like
What you tell
what is
it's wrong. Well, no, for him. See, the thing is, I don't.
because it does say that you should try to stick it out.
Yeah,
You should try
because
to work
yeah,
it out.
the
But
hardships are gonna come in any relationship.
yeah, but I mean at the same time, she wasn't trying to work it out.
Hmm.
She initiated the divorce.
And that's when like it's out of your control, kind of like.
Yep.
It's like what can you do if she knows, like, especially him being a deacon,
Mhm.
having that trust in God. It's like her going out and doing that to him,
Mhm.
regardless of how hard their relationship got.
Mhm.
It's on her that she's the reason that he had to get the divorce, and the
Mhm.
reason that he got this other wife. If she would have stuck with him, he would have never committed that sin.
Yeah.
of having to go and get another wife.
Yeah.
And at that point, it says once you divorce a woman, like if she goes out and has intercourse or remarried, she can't remarry.
Mm-hmm.
Like she becomes a widow.
Yeah.
But you got to have a logical reason to divorce the woman, or
Yeah.
else you're the one that is causing her to commit the next level sin.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, he's not a deacon now because, of course, he can't be because he got a divorce.
Well, are you saying that he doesn't call himself a deacon now, or that
No,
he
like
can't
he
be?
actually can't be a deacon because he's divorced.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, and a lot of people they'll still be a deacon just because the church is a place that has become corrupt as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
somebody like
definitely.
that, they don't really care about that. They don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, God does.
Yeah. And it is sad to see that that there are less and less church members, And but like what you said though, like it is like creeping into the churches as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain things are like
It's been there, man. It's been
like
there.
bro, like it really has like the the molesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially you see that in churches. And then the same people that are basically encouraging that will point it out and say, this is why you don't need to go to church because you see shit like this.
They're hypocrites, man.
Exactly.
That's what. I don't know if you've ever read Dante's Inferno, but
No, I don't think
it
I don't think
talks.
that I have.
It's in here. It's in this journal here, but it talks about the 9 circles of hell and like just the different like punishments of people in the different circles,
Uh,
just depending on the sins they committed, and I can guarantee that you're not limited to one certain circle. Like
mm-hmm.
the first circle is called limbo. It's it's the people who didn't live terrible lives,
Mm-hmm.
but they were like they weren't religious. They didn't devote their lives to God.
Mm-hmm.
They were virtuous, but they weren't connected with God at all. And
Yeah.
it's not a terrible place to be. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like you're not a part of God in heaven. You're a part
Mm-hmm.
of this lower heaven. This lower I don't know how to explain it, but and then you got the second circle was for lust, and it tells you all about theirs. And then and the what is it? So you got the 8th circle and the 9th circle are fraud and treachery. I think treachery is the one where like damn. The people that treachery was no, I'm sorry.
That's all right, bro.
I'm looking for the right part. But one of these circles, man, or it's like for people who were faking
Uh-huh.
their Christianity, and it's like they're basically it's hard to explain, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man, I know I wrote it down, but I can't find it.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
got just like a whole journal full of shit.
I do, bro. Oh, here it is, right here. It's the 8th circle. It's called fraud. There's the frauds in the church,
Oh yeah.
and like hypocrites. Whether you're a hypocrite
Mm.
or you just pose as this sheep when you're really a wolf,
Mm.
and you use that for your own gain, and you take from God's kingdom. That's one of the worst punishments you can receive.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you got to think like the whole thing about God and Satan is like he's always said the devil is a liar.
Mm.
God doesn't hate anything worse than a liar.
Yeah.
And like if you live a lie, what
Yeah.
he hates that. He hates people living a lie.
Fraudsters. Yep.
And to say you're a holy man when you're not. is one of the biggest. And,
Absolutely.
but yeah, and then man, it's just in these churches, and they do have some tendencies that I've seen, like Easter, celebrating like pagan holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in, I don't do the Christmas or the Easter. All of it is derived from some type of ritual from like these other religions and these other fallen angels. Like you're giving them recognition as if it was God's recognition when
Yeah.
it was never God's to begin with. No matter how much you try to devote to him, when you dye that egg in the different colors and stuff, you're symbolizing the 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 blood. It's like I think it was the one where it came from was the worship of Ishtar, and
Ishtar.
Ishtar, that's where Easter come from, Ishtar.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the rituals was to bathe the egg in the blood of a human or a baby, and that's what they're doing. They're practicing that as if it's something that doesn't mean anything, and as if it's fun. But they're mimicking that sacrificial ritual that Ishtar and her followers did. And with Christmas, and there's I can't remember the verse in the Bible, but it tells you how the pagans and all them how they did and acted and worshiped their gods and how they decorated their trees and stuff the same way we decorate our Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
And we rely on our financial stability in order to buy presents for the people that we love, and that's one of the most stressful times in a year is Christmas, because you're
Yeah.
stressed about, oh, what am I gonna get this person, or can I provide for my kid this present or that present.
Yeah.
Like you're putting your faith in materialistic things, and it's, I think that's another thing that's evil.
Yeah.
No matter how much you try to say it's Jesus' birthday, that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're making. You're not making the focal point on Jesus.
Yeah.
You're saying that prayer at your dinner and saying, "Oh, I'm celebrating Christmas for Jesus." No, you're excited about that new present you got. Don't lie.
Yeah. Absolutely. Damn, bro.
But yeah,
We got deep into that shit.
but I never. We was talking about the mythological stuff,
Yeah.
and I was wanting to. I was wanting to ask you about the dang the myths. What was it? It was a conspiracy. Oh yeah, I was going into like vampires and werewolves and all that,
Hmm.
and how they represented actual things and actual people in the world.
Yeah.
Like you could imagine like celebrities doing different rituals and stuff and drinking blood, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't. And this gets in real deep into it, but like they're like the children that go missing.
Hmm.
And there's nothing good coming out of them going missing, and it's not
Hmm.
just for perverse reasons. It's because there's something that they're doing to these children that like they're drinking their blood, man.
Oh yeah, because it's yeah, it is true. I mean, because they believe that it's the most purest form of blood
And it's
that
like
there is, and then they believe that it's gonna give them
eternal. It's like it makes them.
yeah,
It brings them like
eternity on earth,
it's like a
basically.
fountain of youth.
Yeah, and they're getting well, yeah, that, and they're, I
Especially
mean,
in
they,
the pure, more pure the blood is, like it's the best, more potent it is, I guess you could
yeah,
say.
which is so crazy,
It's
man.
crazy as hell, but that's like it's just a vampire, man.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're really right, bro.
And then you got zombies, man.
Yeah,
Zombies, man. Just people just in their phone, man, living through
yeah.
life, not knowing. Like they're just careless, like,
Mm-hmm.
and they just devour like other people. They don't. It's like they just buy. You can just see in the tendency of what they call a zombie, like on TV, man. And it's like whenever someone like awaken, like realizes and tries to stand up against what's going on. That's all it is. And that's what the main character faces, man. That he's standing up against what they're going like. It's like they're just I don't know how to explain it, man. But zombies, man.
Yeah.
People are zombies.
They really actually are.
They just doing it, man. They're just living life and
just looking at a screen.
Exactly.
They're not even living life.
This is the face hugger. This is what I was gonna get out. The face hugger.
The face
you
hugger.
Know what a face hugger is?
I do now.
The little alien creature that you see like sometimes that'll grab on.
Oh yeah, like a brain sucker.
That's what the phone is, man. That's what the phone is.
It really is, bro.
I mean, it's just the different like myths and metaphors. I never could like relate what a werewolf would be, but I know it's like a big one. It's like just people turning into vicious wolves, man.
For real.
People with wolves, and I was watching a podcast. I was watching a podcast the other day, man. People want to be wolves. They love being the alpha, whatever you call it. Like, but you like
that is right. That's how people are, man.
Man, but that just takes away from life, man. You want to control somebody else's. Oh man, I'm
getting into it, ain't you?
I ain't trying to throw no shade at nobody.
Yeah.
But man,
there's been people in here that has. It's okay.
And it's like people, they're just wolves, man. They'll take from anybody as long as it benefits them. Yeah. They don't care what they take, how much they take, or how they leave the other person, man.
Yeah.
And it's evil. It
is.
And man, people just strive for the wrong things, and it's like there's gonna be a point in their life that they're gonna look back and look at all the things that they strove for, and the majority of the time they spent in their lives, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, that was all useless."
Yeah,
what a waste of time.
Definitely. Yeah. Especially like these people out here just chasing pussy all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Man, I can't stand it, bro. Cause it's attractive, bro.
It's
attractive.
It is.
But man, I can't. I don't know. It's just like the divine nature. I'm not pulled that way.
Yeah.
It's like I've had opportunities, but like I just never been pulled that way. You know, I've been.
Yeah.
Something's been holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm thankful for that, because then I didn't know, but now I know. I understand that kind of stuff. And man, it's one of them things.
It's one of them things.
And also the Ishtar, that's what she's the deity of, is what, fertility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
No good thing. And the bunny rabbit on Easter, that's her spirit animal.
Oh really?
A rabbit is the most horny animal.
I didn't know that.
It is. You can look it up, man. They're fertile creatures, man. I watched that on another podcast. I can't remember who said it. But man, they're very fertile creatures.
So you watch a lot of long form podcasts?
It's like Joe Rogan be talking that real shit.
Yeah, he does.
And I think he talked about it.
Yeah.
That's a funny man.
Yeah, for real. For real, man. These podcasts are cool, man.
I enjoy it, man. I love talking.
For real. On that note, I'm going to have to wrap it up, brother. We're probably getting too deep into it.
For real.
We're 2 hours and 30 minutes
in.
Yes, sir. Hey,
I
that's
didn't
good,
even
though.
realize it took that. That's how much time has passed.
I know. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hell
You have to have me back on another time.
I definitely will, bro. We definitely had a good conversation.
Yeah, bro.
For sure.
And we ain't even scratching the surface.
You said what?
We're not even scratching the surface.
We're really not. You got a whole fucking book there.
I do.
That's badass. We'll definitely get to it, bro.
All right, man.
We'll definitely get to it.
Yeah.
We definitely will have a whole lot more.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all on the fucking flip side.
Love y'all.
Peace.